Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to tell you how to add a new guest user in the Azure Active Directory. So basically the guest users sign in to your apps and services with their own email IDs, and Azure Active Directory isn't required to manage the credentials. So basically we send them invite link and it's their responsibility to accept and go ahead with the process. So initially we have to click the Active Directory in the left pane, as you can see here. Just click it, and under manage you can see the users group. So just click the users, and here there are different options like new user and new guest user. Select the new guest user, and here you can see two different options: create user. So if you create the user, it will be specifically for this particular domain, and if you invite the user, so you just need to give the name. So in this case I'll be giving my name, and I'll be giving my email ID. So you can add first and last name, and you can give the groups. You can also add the guest user to any of the existing groups, as you can see here. And coming to the roles, you can assign a role that user is eligible for, and you can fill these details, and you can also add the manager if you want to. So, and just click invite. So once you click invite, you will be getting an email ID. One second, I'll just change my email ID, I think. So successfully have sent the message. So I'll just go to my mailbox and let me show you how we'll get it. So this is the invite link that we'll be getting, and you just need to accept the invitation link. And you should go ahead with the process. Should accept it, and you can go ahead with the process. So this is how you invite the users. So hope you guys have understood the concept of inviting the guest users to your Azure Active Directory. Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to tell you how to invite guest users in bulk. So let's go ahead with the process. So click the Azure Active Directory, and this under manage you can see the users. Click the users. Here you can see a new option called bulk operations. So in the bulk operations you can create, invite, delete or download users. So let's go ahead and invite users. So there is a CSV form that we need to download. So let's go ahead and download the CSV form. Let's try to open it. So this is the CSV file that we have got from the Azure Active Directory. So as you can see here, we need to give the email ID. So let me give my email ID, and you can add any number of users that you want. So in this case I'm only adding one user, just for the case of example. Let's save it. Once it's done, let's go ahead and upload the file. So you can see it, users invite. So you can see the file has been uploaded successfully, and now just go ahead and submit. So it's in the process stage. Let's wait for a few seconds. So the operation has been succeeded. So I have got a mail. So let me show you this one. So this is the mail that I have got. I just need to accept the invitation and go ahead with the process that we have done in the previous video. So that's it for now. Hope you guys have understood how to do the bulk operations in Azure Active Directory. So in this video, we are going to add a new user and assign a role to that particular user, and even remove the role assignment. So let's go ahead and do that. So before that, let us know about the appearance as well. So if you want to change the appearance of this dashboard, you can also go to the settings and appearance, and you can change the theme that you want to. So in this case, I can also lock this thing. So for that, I just need to apply. So it has been locked. So let me keep it the same way. So to create a new user, we have to go to Azure Active Directory. So let's go ahead and go to Azure Active Directory, go to the users. In this, add a new user. So I haven't told about inviting the user. So let's go ahead and create the user now. So in this case, let it be test1, and name of the person is test, and let me create a password. So okay, so I've just copied this password in my notepad as well, so that if I want to log in, I can use this password. So let us leave this default, and let us go and create, and it has been created. So let's go ahead and search for the test. Let's go ahead and refresh. It may take a few seconds for that. There you go. So as you can see, the test user has been created. So to assign that roles, just click the user. So you can get the information of the user here, and in the left side you can see the assigned roles. Just go ahead and click that. So here, just click add assignments, and here you can select the role. So there are different roles. So select the role that that particular user is eligible for. So let me give a reader role. Let us say a direct reader. So I think everything is good. Let's go next. So as you can see, there are two different options, eligible and activate. So basically, if a user has been given made eligible for the role, that means they can activate the role when they need that particular privilege task or privilege assignment. So for this eligible, the user will explicitly request for that. Only at that time it will be activated. On the other hand, if you consider the activate, so by default it will be get activated. And you can also give permanent eligibility for that particular user to this role, or there is a time limit here as well. So in this case, let me change it. Just keep it default, and let's assign the role. So the role has been assigning. So let's go ahead and refresh. Since we kept it in the eligible, so it will be in the eligible. So you can see it. The person has been already created. You can also update it, and you can also extend the time if you want. So let's go ahead and update, and you can change here to active. And if you want to change the time limits, you can go ahead and do that. And when you click the activate, you just need to enter the justification for that. So in this case, I'll be telling authorized user. So that's the reason I'm giving the permissions. So that is what the difference between the eligible and active assignments. So for the eligible, the user need to ask the admin, so we'll be getting this particular prompt, whereas for active, by default we'll be giving the user the permission. So let me check everything, and I think everything is good. Let's go ahead and save. It got saved, so it is disappeared here, and you can see it in the active assignments. Let's go ahead and refresh this. There you go. So this is how you can assign certain roles to the user. In this case, I have given the user the reader permission. You can go ahead and give any other permissions that you want, and you can also delete the assigned role. So just click the remove here and just click yes. So it has been removed. So you can just go ahead and refresh it to see that. It takes some time. So you can see, let's go ahead and remove once again. You can see the error since it has already been deleted, but it's not an update. There you go. You can say it has been removed from the assigned role. So this is how you can deassign the role for that particular user, and you can also delete the user. So in this case, let us try to delete the user as well. So just select the user and delete the user. You can go ahead and delete this way. So this is how you can assign you can create a user and assign a particular role to that user, and update the roles if you want to. So hope you guys have understood the concept of adding new user and assigning the roles, and even removing the role assignments. And thank you guys. Everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to assign the licenses to the user by creating some security groups. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and create a user. So I have told this process in the previous videos. So I think it's fine. Let's go ahead and create it. So I created a test user, and now just go back. So here you can see the groups. Just click the groups, and there were different groups, but in this case we are going to create our own group. Let's go ahead and create a new group. So there are two different types. So in this case I'm going to the security, and let's say that it's a sales group. And I'm just nothing to keep in the description. Assign. So I'm just assigning myself as a owner, and the member is one that I have created recently, so it's just one. Let's go and select and just create the groups. So the group has been created, so let's go ahead and type sales. I think the group has not created. Let's go ahead and refresh. There you go. We can see the sales group that we have created. Yeah. And here you can see the licenses. Just go ahead and click the licenses and go to the assignments. So in this case I'm giving Office 365. So just go ahead and select this thing, and let's go ahead and save. So now you have assigned this Office 365 to that particular security group, the sales group. So now the people who are inside this security group can only access those particular softwares. Rest of the departments cannot have that particular access. So this is how usually you create the groups and give the access to the various different users who want those privileges. So now So it's done. So let's go ahead and delete this group. So before deleting the group, you should remove the members. You should remove those licenses only, then you can delete that particular group. So you can go ahead here and you can see the licenses. We have one license assigned to it, so you can just remove the license, click yes. So it's done. Now you can remove the group. So it takes some time to delete it. So let me show you one other thing. Let's go to the users. Let's go to the test user that we have created. So here you can, like, I can delete the user. So let's go ahead and delete, and let's see how to restore the user that we have deleted. So in this case I'm deleting the user. So user got successfully deleted, and you can see option here called deleted users. So just click that. Just wait for some time. So here you can see there are two different options. The first one is delete permanently and restore the user. So this will be the for the first 30 days. So if you are able to restore it, then it's good, then it will be deleted permanently. So let's go ahead and refresh. There you go, you can see it. So when you select that particular user, you can restore the user or you can delete permanently. In this case I'm deleting it. So this is how you can delete the user permanently or restore the user. Welcome back. So today we are going to configure and deploy the self-service password reset. So basically this gives the users the ability to change or reset their passwords with no administration or help desk involvement. And this reduces a lot of help desk calls and increase the productivity as well. So let us go ahead and start. So as we usually do, just go ahead and create a user. In this case it will be the test one. Test one. So let me copy the password to my notepad. So just create the test one user. So once it's done, just go to groups and this create a new group. This is for self-service password reset group. So let me keep it as SSPR sample group 1, and let's say self-service password reset group. So everything looks good. Let's just go ahead and create it. So once it's done, so it's not yet created. Yeah, it's got created. So now let's go into the group and go to the members, add members. So in this case it will be the test user, test one. Select. So now we have a test one member in this SSPR group. So next let's go ahead and register for self password reset. So here you can see a password reset option. Just go ahead and click it, and this change the selected group. So it will be the sample group 1. Let's go ahead and select it. Save. I think everything is good, and you can also check the authentication methods. So these are different methods that have been enabled. So if the user forgets his password, these are different options that he can use. So in this I just given the 3 different options, but you can go ahead and select the other one as well. So that's it, these normal options. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into the test 1 user. Let's go to the incognito mode. Let's go ahead. Let's use test 1 credentials. And password that you have copied into your notepad. So let's change the password. So here you can see like it's redirecting to more information required. So let's go ahead and click next. So you can give your phone number and there will be a verification code. You can click it and you can go ahead. So in this case, let me go ahead and choose my email ID. And let me give the email ID. So let me show you the verification code once I get it. So you can see I just got a mail. So just select the code. So email has been verified. Yes. So now we have signed into your Azure portal. So now let's go ahead and sign out of this. And let's try to use the forget password. So let me click this and let me use forget my password. So let me use the captcha. Select the email ID. Let me check. You can see I got the mail. So now you can enter your new password. Let's go ahead and do that. So you can go ahead and log in with your new password. So this is how you can reset your password. So you can see if you have not used this particular method, then users may not use that forgot my password, because they need to call the help desk and so on. So hope you guys have understood the concept of self-service password reset. Going back, so today we are going to talk about security defaults. So basically the security defaults provide a secure default settings that Microsoft manages on behalf of organizations to keep the customers safe until the organizations are ready to manage their own identity security story. So who should use the security defaults and who shouldn't use the security defaults? So the organizations who want to increase the security posture but don't know how to start and where to start, and the organizations who are using the free tier of Azure Active Directory they should use the security defaults. On the other hand, the organizations which are using the conditional access policies and who have the premium licenses should not use the security defaults. So let's go ahead and check the security defaults. Go to the Azure Active Directory. So here you can see the properties, and here you can see manage security defaults. In this case it is no. You can click yes, but right now I'm keeping it no since I'm going to show the conditional access policies. So let's go ahead and click no and try to create some conditional access policies. So go to the security. Here you can see the conditional access. So let's go ahead and click it and create a new policy. So let me keep it as sample block policy. And let me select the users. In this case I'll be selecting mine. So let's go ahead and click select. It's got selected, and you have to choose the cloud apps in this case. I'm choosing all the cloud apps, and let us go and check the conditions. So we have different conditions like user sign-in risks, and so on. So you can configure this one. So let us say yes and medium. Even let us go and click sign-in risks, yes, medium, and even let us go to the locations. So in this case I'm giving any location, so just leaving it default, and coming to I'm just leaving client tabs, and okay. So let's go and click the access controls. In this case I'm blocking the access. So if these conditions are satisfied, I'm going to block the access. So let's select it and let's create. So I think I have not clicked on. I don't know what the issue was. Okay, let me create the same thing. So in this case, let us go and only click the locations. Okay, just so it will block myself, so just create it. Oh, so it has been on, and let me go to the new tab. Okay, it should stop my access. Okay, now like it took some time. So this is how so right now we don't have access since we have blocked it. So this is how we can use the conditional access policies. So right now I'm just clicking it off and saving it. So now I think I'll be able to access it. Let's go ahead and refresh it. So now it's off, and let's go ahead and so even though it takes some time, as we have seen. So let's go ahead and there you go. Right now I can go ahead and sign in. So since I have removed this conditional access policy, I was able to access. So this is how we can go ahead and implement the conditional access policies. If you have welcome back. So today we'll be talking about sign risk policy and user risk policy. So basically the sign risk policy detects the suspicious actions that comes along the way with the sign-in. So it focused on the sign-in activity itself and analyzes the probability that the sign-in may not have been performed by that particular user. On the other hand, if you consider the user risk policy, so the user risk policy detects the probability that the user account has been compromised by detecting the risk events that are typically of the user behavior. So let's go ahead and start. So initially go to the Active Directory. So you can see, and here go to Security. Here you can see the Identity Protection. Just click that, and here you can see the user risk policy and sign risk policy. Here you can go ahead and edit. Let's click user risk policy. So here you can add the users. In this case I have already added 3 users. You can go ahead and click 3 users, and you can add any other user that you want. And coming to the controls and coming to the user risk, you can specify whether it's high, medium, or above, or so on. And coming to the access, you can block the access, or you can allow the access. So if you're going to allow the access, it's a best practice that you use the password change for the user risk policy. So I'm just keeping it the default right now. I'm just keeping it the block, and just done. And coming to the sign-in risk policy, similarly you can go ahead and add the users and sign-in risk. Coming to the access, you can block or you can allow the access with MFA. So this is just a difference between sign-in and user. Coming to the sign-in, you can see you need to use the MFA if you allow them. On the other hand, if you consider the user risk, you should reset your password. So that's a basic difference between this. And coming to the you can also use this MFA. You can click it on. So whenever all the users are using the passwords, for sure they need to use MFA. So I think you can skip it for first 14 days, but on the other hand, like, you need to keep your MFA with you. And coming to the reports, you can see risky users reports and risky sign-ins. So these are the risky sign-ins that the system has been identified, and risky detections. So these are the basics of user risk policy and sign risk policy. Let me show you the authentication methods as well. So you can see here authentication methods. So whenever the users sign in, so you can go ahead with the password protection. So whenever the user is not able to type his password for first 3 attempts, the account will be locked for first 60 seconds. And you can see there are 2 different modes, enforced and audit. So if you set to the enforced, the users will be prevented from the setting banned passwords, and the attempt will be logged. On the other hand, if you consider the audit, the attempts will be only logged. So this is the main difference between these two. So I guess you have understood what is the user risk policy and what is the sign risk policy. So we have the applications. So let's go ahead and start. So go to Azure Active Directory. In this you can see there is an enterprise applications. Click that, and you can see we have different applications. So let's go ahead and create a new application. So you can see here we have different applications, so you can select any one of them. So in this case, let me go ahead and select, let's say ServiceNow. So let it be ServiceNow. Let's go ahead and create. So well, it takes some time. So once it's created, we can assign a specific users to that particular application. Let's see how we can do that. So you can see users and group. Just click that and click user group. Just go ahead and click that, and you can select here. Let me assign my username. Just click select and assign. So this particular user will be having access to this ServiceNow platform. So this is how we assign the users to these particular applications. I think you have understood how to assign users to this application in a small demo. Today we are going to create custom roles to manage the application and assign the users to it. So let's go ahead and start. Let's go to Azure Active Directory, and this you can see roles and administrators, and here you can see the custom role. Let's go ahead and select it. Let's say sample custom role 1, and let us say this has only read access. So you can also clone from a custom role, but in this case I'm going from scratch. Let's click next, and here you have different options, different permissions. So let me give the read permission as of now. Let's go to next, and let's create the role. So you can see there is a sample custom role 1 has been created with those particular permissions that we have given previously. So this is how you usually create the roles, the custom roles. Let's go ahead and create a user and assign the role to that particular user. Let's go ahead and create. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me assign to the existing user. So in this case, let us set as 2, and here you can see the assigned roles. Let's click it, and let's add assignments. Sure, you need to select the role. In our case, we have created a sample role. So I think it's not yet updated. Okay, let me check. The role has been created. Okay. Not sure why it's not showing. Okay, let me create one more time. Custom role, let's say custom role 2. Let's go to the permissions, let's give it, and let's go ahead and create. So it's a custom role 2. Not sure why it's not updating. Okay, let's go ahead to test 2. Assign roles, add assignments. Okay, now we can see that there is a sample custom role. I think even the role, even you can see test custom role that we have created. I think this is the one. Okay, let's go ahead and click the first role that we have created, sample custom role 1. So let's go ahead and click next. So in this case I'm giving it active. So if you want to know the difference between these two, please check the previous videos. So let me give it active, and so yeah, I need to give it a justification. So let's say auth user. So he's the authorized user, so that's the reason I'm giving him the permissions. Let's go ahead and assign. So here you can see that custom role. Let's say it will take like few seconds to update. There you go. So as you can see, this is how we can create the custom role and assign it to my channel. Thank you guys. Everyone, welcome back. So today we'll be talking about monitor and audit access to Azure Active Directory. So let's go ahead and start. So let's click the Active Directory, and under monitor you can see usage and insights. You can go ahead and click. So you can see the application names that we have used in this portal, and you can also see the successful signings, failed signings, and success rate. So to know more about these applications, you can go ahead and click view sign activity. You can check the graph. So I have not used much this application, so the data is limited. So let's go ahead and check audit logs. So basically only few users will be having this access. For instance, security administrators, security readers, report readers, global readers, or global administrator roles. So these people will be having access to these logs, and these logs have details. For example, you can see the date and time of the occurrence, the service that logged the occurrence, and the category and the name of the activity, the status of the activity, the target, and the actor of that activity. So these are the different categories. So you can go to columns, and you can remove if you don't want any of this column, you can just remove it and just save it. So it will be disappear there. And to know more about a specific log, you can just go ahead and click that. To know more about it, you can see the details of that particular log, and the target, and even the modified properties. So this is how we can access the logs. And let's go ahead and check the enterprise application logs as well. So let's go to enterprise applications, and in this you can see the audit logs. Just click that. So you can see specifically related to these applications. So this contains what application have been added or updated, and what applications have been removed. Has the service principal for the applications has been changed, have the names of the applications have been changed, who gave the consent to that application, and so on. So this is how you can access your audit logs to know more about like what's going on in your Azure Active Directory. So hope you guys have understood the concept of accessing the audit logs. Welcome back. So today we are going to talk about access packages. So Entitlement Management introduces to Azure AD the concept of access packages. An access package is a bundle of all resources with access and user needs to work on a project or to perform the task. Access packages are used to govern access for your internal employees as well as users outside your organizations. So you can also manage Azure AD security groups and 365 groups teams, as well as SharePoint online sites. And even access packages can include one or more policies. So this is a basic glance of access packages. Let's go ahead and jump into the practical stuff. So as usual, just go to the Azure Active Directory, which you can see here. And inside this, you can see identity governance. Click that. And here you can see the access package and catalogs. So let's go ahead and create catalogs. Here you can see create a new catalog button. Click it. So in this case, I'm creating a sales catalog, let's say. Okay, so and you can enable for the external users, and I'm just keeping it default. Let's create it. So the sales catalog has been created. Let's go and click it. So you can see different options: resources, access packages. In this case, let's go ahead and create resources. So resources, and in these resources, you can see there is a button called add resources. Click the resources, and you can see you can also add groups or teams or applications or SharePoint sites. In this case, I'm going to add a groups and teams. So let's click that. So in this case, I'm going to add sales group. Let's add okay, so let's add this sales group into this catalog. So I'm only adding this one particular group. So let's go ahead and add it. And I have added it, and you can also go to access packages, and you can create an access packages. So inside this access package, you can also create a resources. So right now I'm just not clicking. You can check the process. You can add the resource roles and so on, but in this case I'm just leaving it default. I'm just adding resources, and you can also add roles and administrators. So as you can see, there are no roles. So let me add one catalog role, the catalog owner, or you can add a catalog reader, or access package manager, or access package assignment manager. So in this case, I'm going to create a catalog owner. In this case, I'm giving a owner for test 2 and select. So it's done. So as you can see, the role of test 2 is catalog owner. So this is how you can create your catalog and resource inside that particular catalog. And you can also edit it by going to overview, and you can edit if you want anything. In this case, I'm not editing anything. So this is how you can create your catalogs and manage your resources inside that catalog. So hope you guys understood the concept of entitlement management, creating resources inside those catalogs. If you have hello everyone, welcome back. So today we'll be talking about access reviews. So basically, Azure Active Directory access reviews enable organizations to efficiently manage group memberships, access to enterprise applications, and role assignments. So user access can be reviewed on a regular basis to make sure only the right people have the access. So let's go ahead and start. So let's go to Azure Active Directory, and in this, go to identity governance. Here you can see the access reviews. Click that, and let us go and create a new access reviews. Click that, and here you can see we have two different options. So teams plus groups and applications. Let's click the teams plus groups. Here you can see we have two different options: all Microsoft 365 groups with guest users, and select teams plus groups. So the first option is so if you would like to create recurring reviews on all your guest users across all the Microsoft Teams and 365 groups in your organization, then you can select the first option. And coming to the second option, you can select this if you would like to specify a finite set of teams and or groups to review. So in this case, I'll be giving the first one. So let it be the guest user, and let's go ahead to the second one. And one more thing, like there is one called applications. So you can select applications here. So for example, you should note that if you select more than one application, let us say you have selected around 3 or 4 applications, then there will be 4 access reviews that will be created. So this is the one thing that you need to keep in your mind. And let's go to the previous options, and you can also exclude the people if you want. So in this case, I'm not selecting anyone. Let's go to the next, and here you can see we have select reviewers, and we have group owners select users or groups, user reviews their own access, and managers of users. So in this case, I'm selecting the first one. And coming to the fallback users, for example, if the group owners doesn't respond, so these are the people who will be responding for that. So in this case, I'm just keeping myself and a test user. Let us say test 1, and here you can see so you can specify the recurrence of the reviews, so duration of the days, duration of the recurrence, and start date. So the start date is today, and here you can see you can keep it weekly, monthly, or so on. So in this case, let me keep it weekly, and it will never end. So basically this defines how long a review will be open for the input from the reviewers. So that is the thing, and let's go to next. So in this you can see if the reviews doesn't respond. For example, the group owner or the people that we have added recently in the previous one, if they doesn't respond, so these are the different options: no change, remove access, approve access, and take recommendations. Coming to the no change, so it will leave the user's access unchanged. Coming to the remove access, it will remove the access, and coming to the approve, it will approve the access. And coming to the take recommendations, it will take the system's recommendations on denying or approving the user's continue access. So for example, if we remove the access, so it will remove the user's membership from the resources, and it will block the user from signing for 30 days from that per tenant. And you can see you can get the justification required. So you need to give the justification when you start the review, and you can get the email notification or the reminder, so on. So let's go to the next, review and create. You can add the description if you want. In this case, I'm just leaving it alone. So you can just go ahead and create. Let's check everything is okay. Yeah, so we'll be getting email notifications. Yeah, so basically you'll like it will send the email notifications to the reviewers when an access review starts, and to the administrators when the review completes. You can enable the justification, so reviewers to supply a reason for their approval and so on. Okay, so let's go ahead and create. So this is how you can create and access reviews. So hope you guys have understood the concept how to create an access review. So this is the access review that we have created. So if you have liked the video, please click the like button below, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and thank you.